Have you ever experienced overtraining? Is it something that you think you're experiencing right now? Well, look no further than this video because I'm about to go over everything you might feel during that moment of time when you're completely overreaching and you need to reel it back in. So a little backstory here. The first time I ever really experienced overtraining, I was like 155 pounds. It was like my first year of lifting, and at this time I was running a absolutely idiotic program. So I was running an upper-lower split where I was doing upper body and lower body 3 times a week, which is just a recipe for disaster right off the bat there. Being 155 pounds at like 12% body fat, you know, a 3 times a week frequency would absolutely 100% on paper, like it's not even a question, it's gonna bury you, right? And so I did that for a long period of time. It was actually for I think it was like a month, 2, 3 months maybe. But I wasn't really listening to my body, you know, like I was starting to get little nicks and pains here and there, and I was kind of ignoring it all and just fighting through the pain until eventually it reached kind of like a boiling point. And this is what I'll go over right now, the sensations and symptoms of overreaching and what they feel like. And so one of the main things that you're going to start experiencing when you're at that point is no matter how many reps you do, no matter how many sets you do, you just don't ever feel a satisfying pump. Now, the thing is, this isn't necessarily 100% a sign of overtraining, but it is something that will occur during that period of time because you're just so run down, your body's just so goddamn depleted and you're neurologically fried that you're just no longer feeling that connection with the muscle anymore, you're not getting that pump anymore, and it's just not working at an efficiency that it possibly could have before that point when you're more fresh and you've got more available nutrients in your blood to work with. Another thing you might start to experience is brain fog, and essentially when that happens is you basically have a hard time concentrating on anything, so the workout becomes basically a challenge to just stay focused. You lose count of your reps, carrying a conversation becomes pretty hard. You're just kind of so neurologically fried that all that just starts to feel too demanding on your brain, and you just kind of get, I guess, in a way, you just kind of become like a caveman almost, but without all the strength. Another thing you're going to start experiencing when you're overtraining is everything just starts to hurt. Yeah, like your joints are achy, your connective tissue is achy. Nothing really feels great. No matter what you do, it all just kind of feels like garbage, and you're not going to have a good time in that state of being. For some reason, I experienced that for actually days on end, and still was just like, oh no, just push through the pain, bro, whatever, fuck it, no pain, no gain. And let me just tell you right now, what that led up to was terrifying, and I would never do it again. And that right there is actually something that's known as yoke flu. So let me explain what yoke flu is. So essentially you can train so hard and bury yourself to such an extent that your body feels as though you're sick, essentially. And what happened to me was, I remember this vividly, I was doing pull-ups, right? And usually it's a very easy movement for me. Nothing ever really hurts. But today, on that day, the pull-ups just absolutely destroyed my shoulder, and literally lifting my arm, just doing this, was excruciatingly painful. And I was scared. I thought I had injured myself, like a serious injury or something. And so I went home that day, and I was buried, again, the brain fog, my appetite was completely gone. I was just absolutely 100%, short circuit fried, right? And then what I started experiencing was even scarier. I started getting the chills, which is so weird because that's something that you experience like when you have a fever or a cold, so you wouldn't expect to get that from lifting weights. But literally I was in bed, dude, and I was fucking just literally as if I was sick, which is crazy. And so I was kind of scared. I thought maybe I caught a fever or something. And then I got a good night's sleep, woke up the next day, and I was fine, and then I realized, oh, maybe this was self-inflicted, maybe doing a 3 times a week frequency program where the volume and intensity is still pretty goddamn high, and I'm clearly not recovering from it, probably isn't the best idea. Like, I was trying to main gain on a program like that. Like, obviously that's not going to work out for you. So after realizing what was going on, I decided to be smarter about it, listen to my body more. I kind of tapered back the frequency, and I became a little more moderate with the volume, and got a little smarter with my exercise selection, because I was definitely experiencing some overuse issues as well. And so if you're concerned about whether you personally are experiencing overtraining, ask yourself if you're experiencing any of the symptoms that I went over in this video. And if you are, chances are maybe you're starting to or have been overreaching for a little bit now, and should probably taper it back. Maybe you'll need a deload. Maybe you should do a little, less frequency. Maybe, I don't know, just moderate your recovery. Take a very concerning look at your exercise selection, how often you're doing things, and make sure that it's something that you're able to actually recover from. Because if you can't, I mean, you're just gonna run yourself into the ground, and like, you're gonna be bashing your head against the wall pretty much. And at that point, the training is pointless, because you're not building anything. You're destroying your body at that point. So yeah, I guess that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, if this is something you found helpful, please send it to a friend or anybody else. I will catch you next time. See you.